What's up guys, it's Nelson here. In this video, you're gonna get some practical tips for messaging girls on Tinder. You'll go away with a simple but effective system that will get you more replies, less frustration, and a 2.4-inch bigger penis. So a girl has liked your duck-faced toilet selfie and you've matched. What now? The key thing is not being retarded. Before you press send on that Shakespearean poem about butt sex, think, what would a not retarded person do? To break that down more, I recommend a 3-part system. 1. Open with a personalized line. 2. Playfully chat for 4 to 8 exchanges. And 3. Ask her out, you sly fox. Let's start with the opener. The good news is other guys, i.e. your competition, are laughably bad at this. The median first message length sent by men is 12 characters. On top of this, 25% are less than 6 characters. So most guys are sending short, generic opening lines. Stuff like, hey, wink face, and how's it going? When it's not short and generic, it's often just weird. When I first started using Tinder, I fell in the weird camp. One of my early attempts was, if you could replace a body part of your choice with a squid, which would become a living extension of your body and respond to commands from your brain, what part would you choose? Can confirm that line won't get you laid. You want to avoid lines that are too complicated or wordy, even if they seem quirky. You also want to avoid lines that are sexual. Hey girl, tick emoji. Too much, too soon. At first, I tried to automate messaging by testing different copy-paste openers. However, it turned out to be more effective to just personalize each message. My copy-paste openers had a response rate of around 30%, whereas my tailored openers had a response rate of around 70%. That's a 40% increase. Your opening line needs to stand out from the noise. Your average female user is inundated with generic copy-paste messages. So how do you personalize the opener? 2 steps. 1. Identify hooks, interesting talking points in her profile. Then 2. Playfully respond to them. For example, a girl mentioned her awkward dance moves in her description. I opened with, alright, I propose an awkward dance move off. I will win by the way. You probably don't need to be this gamey, just show that you're addressing them as an individual, you've read their profile, and that you're a positive person. When should you send the first message? As soon as possible after matching. Tinder has a much faster pace of interaction than traditional online dating, with 63% of men sending the first message within 5 minutes of matching. Thus, messaging quickly is expected, so you won't come across desperate. If you wait too long, other guys will get in first. If possible, you want to time your Tinder use to prime commuting hours, around 9 AM and 6 PM for most big Western cities. Here's the distribution of match arrivals that one study found. You can see user activity peaks around those commuting times. Ideally, you'll start Tindering a little before those peak times so that your messages are the first your matches see. Once a girl has responded to your opener, you're in the playful chat stage. The goal here is to talk as much as possible about Donald Trump and the part he plays in your masturbation routine. Okay, sorry, I made that weird. No, the goal is to connect in a light-hearted way and then get her out on a date. Keep your messages playful and short. Avoid being sexual, commenting on her physical appearance, or being too serious. How many messages should you send before asking them out? As a rough guideline, shoot for between 4 to 8 exchanges before asking her out. Based on a sample of my chats, it took me on average 6 exchanges, or 11.6 individual messages from me to her, before getting a date or number. By exchange, I mean when you've sent her something and she's replied. Each exchange is normally 1 to 3 short messages from you and then 1 to 3 short messages from her in reply. How do you transition to asking her out? You want to strike when the iron's hot. Once you've had a playful exchange past the opening exchange, ask her out. One approach you can try is to type most of the message, delete it, then start obsessively talking about macroeconomics. If that fails, you can try something simple like, let's swap more dad jokes in person. Are you free this Thursday? The first line is the transition line. This is a comment relating to your earlier conversation. Try to focus on any playful exchanges you had. In this case, some bad dad jokes you guys made earlier. Then ask her out. If you have a preference for a particular day and time, you can suggest that time. Otherwise, you can simply ask when they're free this week. If they're keen, give them your number first. Say something like, sweet, here's my number if you need it. 04 blah 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 blah. They'll almost always give their number in return. And this way is less threatening than just asking their number straight out. One last thing, don't ever get butthurt about a girl not responding. If a girl isn't responding or gives a reason they can't hang out, don't take it personally. Just invest less energy in that chat. Most of the time, it's best to move on. If the earlier conversation seemed pretty good though, wait a few days, then suggest a meetup again. If she can't make the second offer, move on. That's it for today. Thanks for listening.